guys, welcome back to another video of Life with Words, where we talk all things marriage and military.
If you guys want to continue seeing more, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes, please hit those buttons down below for us. We are super excited to finally be back with another video, y'all, because life has been lifing.
Don't stop.
It doesn't stop for anybody, but nevertheless, we're grateful to be back. As usual, how are you guys doing? How's your weekend? Our weekend, we ran errands just
Too
before.
many errands.
Yeah, we just finished running errands. So if we look a little tired, it's because that Arizona heat has done a number on us.
Boy.
But we are super duper happy to be doing another video, just trying to cool off at the same time. Before we get any further, we would like to say thank you to all of our new subscribers. Oh my gosh, we are at nearly 600 subscribers now,
and it's going up.
Yeah, and it's consistently going up, so we really appreciate it. I feel like when we started this, we did not think we would get this far.
Thought it'd be maybe family.
Yeah, maybe family, like maybe 50 subscribers. But here we are, almost at 600. We definitely encourage you guys to continue to subscribe and like our videos. That helps push our platform out to other people who would find our videos helpful. So continue to do that for us. We really, really appreciate it, and we're super duper grateful. Okay, guys, now that I've yapped, your turn, babe.
Time for the woke quote.
For this week's woke quote, it reads,
"A successful marriage requires falling in love many times and always with the same person."
Yes, it does. The same person? Different person?
I find it funny that they have to add that last little piece in there.
With the same person.
Because maybe they started off without it, and then they were like, no, guys, same person.
Let's make it specific
now
here.
I have to add it in here because some goofball.
Especially for our generation.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
I'm going to stop. But yes, what's your take on it, my love?
Again, I just find it funny, but it is still nice. Like, you always need to keep finding things to fall in love with this person, because you're going to grow, you're going to change over time, and you got to stay in love.
Yes, I definitely agree. I think it's important to find more ways to fall in love as well. I feel like with that growth brings opportunity, because when we grow, we find different things we like, we find different things we hate. With that, you can find different ideas when it comes to expressing your love to that person, because right now I'm not an outdoorsman, or a woman, I should say. But who knows? In 10 years, 20, maybe 30, I might become one. If y'all don't see me for a while, just know some bear
Her
or
version
something
of
got
camping
me.
is probably a big old camper internet.
In the backyard, not even in the woods. We don't even...
Oh, boy.
We don't even need to go far. But anyway, guys, y'all tell us down below what this quote means to you, if it resonates with you, and just any marital advice you have for us or anyone else that's watching our videos.
Speaking of marital advice.
Ooh. I almost forgot. Just now.
Not on my watch. What do you got cooking?
He got y'all. He got y'all. Jay has it.
I'm here for you guys.
Yes, because I almost forgot. So we are starting a new segment on our channel, y'all, where we want to talk about y'all, and we're going to call it Couples Corner. And what that is if you're needing marital advice and you actually trust us to give it to you, or you have questions about a relationship, it doesn't have to be necessarily that you're married. Heck, you could be single and have a question. We definitely want to encourage you to send those questions to us via Instagram, or just drop a comment down below if you don't have a social media platform. For us, our platforms are listed at the beginning and end of our videos. So if you have any questions for us or any comments or need advice, go ahead, send those questions to us. We'd be more than happy to answer those. I know we've gotten a few in the past, so we're wanting to make a space to answer those questions.
And it's also going to double as like military questions as well.
Absolutely.
Marriage and military. When we say in the beginning.
Dates on the days we will be dropping those is to be determined. but we're wanting to
At least have
that
some lined
space.
up, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, have I forgotten anything, y'all? Because I know y'all like,
I think it's
hurry up.
like finally time for the video.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, about that time. All right, babe, what are we talking about this week? This is a heavy hitter, y'all.
Well, we're going to be talking about how you need to learn to heal in order to love.
And be loved, y'all.
That too.
Both. I think this is something that a lot of us can struggle with. I feel like I have struggled with this in my own way. And, you know,
I think everybody has, it can apply to everybody. And, you know, if you're not paying attention to it, it can definitely cause ripples in your marriage and fights that don't need to happen.
Exactly. Oh, how do we start this?
Examples?
Yeah,
easiest
I guess
way to
that's
do it.
Okay. I'll be the example, y'all. So, and we're completely transparent on this channel. So if you have any negative comments or anything like that, drop them down below. We're probably just not going to pay attention to it. As far as like the things we're expressing, we put them on social media, so we're going to get a lot of opinions, and that's okay. We're not going to bash you for them or anything. But I just want to preface that video by saying that. But anyhow, for me, I feel like I definitely have had my struggles with being loved. I didn't have the best mother. So I wasn't loved in the ways I should have been by her in specific. So then I found this amazing God sent strong. Sorry. All right. I found this amazing husband of mine. And it was hard to learn to be loved.
It was interesting because, you know, I would try to do the kind things for her, like you come off work, you just rest and relax on the couch, let me make you a plate of dinner and do all these nice things. And it's like, no, I can do it. And it's like, I understand. Yeah, girl, I know you got it, but let me help. So I think it was very confusing for me because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I see women online, I just want a man to treat me right.
And I get one, and I'm just like messing it up, y'all. No, for me, and that's a great example for me that came from the habit of just having to be that independent person, having to be that independent woman, having to grow up very fast and take care of myself. I didn't recognize that as like a method of being loved, right? So I didn't know how to like let go of the reins and let you do things for me.
Exactly. And caveating on that, it's like, yes, doing nice things, but also doing responsible things. Right. That are required in our marriage. Like, hey, I'm gonna pay the bills this month. No, I got it. And
right. And he was just like, whoa, like if you're gonna be man and husband,
what do I play here?
What's my role? What's my role?
I'll show up and eat if you want me to.
Yeah, like he's like, what do I do, y'all? So yeah, it was we had to have a conversation with each other, and he had to bring that to my understanding of like, hey, I am not discrediting you, you know, as the woman you have become and the independence you have and everything. That's what attracted me to you. Right. That's what made me want to make you my wife. Now that you are my wife, it is time for me to be your husband, and you have to give me that space to be that husband for you that God has, you know, designed me to be for you. And for me, I had to step back and be receptive of this information to understand that, like, hey, you know, that was your norm, but it's time to find and create a new norm with this person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And understand that they're going to, you know, change you, mold you, shape you, grow you in places. But I also have to do that for myself. So it wasn't like he told me that and then I was just fixed. Yeah. That's not how that works. I had to go and do internal work to understand I don't know much on this subject. And that was the hardest thing for me, because in life, like I said, I had to grow up very quickly. So for me, I feel like I had, you know, I felt pretty educated in a lot of things just from experience alone, right? So when I come to a territory that's like foreign to me, it scared the crap out of me, y'all. It scared the crap out of me because I was like, I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew, you know, tough love. That's all I knew. That's all I had. So a gentle and nourishing and nurturing love was foreign to me. And I had to look inside and understand that you deserve this love. It is a beautiful love. It is a great love. And I had to ask myself, what do I need to be able to not stand in the way of that love that's for me,
Right.
that I have prayed so hard for.
And part of that conversation too was, what can I do to help?
Right.
And it was, recognize when it's happening and talk to her about it and communicate, hey, I get what you're saying, but I think this might be one of these situations, and let's talk about it. Why are you feeling
Right.
it? You should respond in this tone instead of
Right.
go ahead and do what you want, or
Right.
whatever it should be.
100%. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand as well. Like, you'll hear a lot of times people will say like, oh, like right person, wrong time. And for me, it's just like, and again, this is not always the case, y'all, but I feel like this is a lot of the cases. And I feel like that's because people will not sit with themselves and heal themselves before getting emotionally and involved with another person. Now granted, I was already doing a lot of healing by myself before you and I were ever like
and
a
even
thing.
then, the worst of it was when we were together,
right? And that's what I was gonna say, but
sorry,
no, you're
Jumped
fine.
again.
No, you're fine. A lot of the like traumatic things that ended up happening to me just happened to happen while we were together, which is a blessing in disguise because you were able to be that rock that I very, very, very much needed. But even before that, I had to do a lot of healing because hurt people. And that's just the bottom line about it. You would do better with yourself, for yourself, if you sat with yourself, sat with God, if you believe in God, and did the internal work. So when God does send that husband, when he does send that wife, when he does send that friend, you're able to be receptive of that love, receive it, and return it as well in the best way, in the most authentic way possible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So sorry, I know that was a lot. Like I just did a whole spill, y'all. I'm gonna let him talk now, but I really resonate with that because that was a good year of our marriage for sure. And it's a never going process. Like we're forever growing in that for sure. What do you think is like?
I don't know if I necessarily have healing per se, but
oh well, excuse us.
I don't want to sound like
a
meanie bobini or anything, but
he's like, I'm fine.
For me, it's been a lot of learning / healing. It's not necessarily that I was wounded or anything, but it's things that I didn't know and that I've now started to do, like being more confrontational in situations instead of just like, hey, like I'm just trying to keep the peace. Of like right is right and wrong is wrong, as well as learning. I think a big one for me has been kind of learning to be on my own a little bit. Like it's been good that we have been away from family because it's kind of forced me to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Like I'm not always gonna have like, oh, somebody to fall back on, which I have you,
right?
But like Savannah grows me in a beautiful way of not doing everything for me and spoiling me rotten, even though I would love that. But letting me grow and learn, but having my back as well. Absolutely. And that's been a huge growing for these. Oh my goodness, it's going on 4 years. Oh no, we've been here too long. But it's been really good, and that's where I've done a lot of the growing is, most of the things, people see it as adulthood. I despise growing up. This stuff
he's gonna be seeing that when he's 50, y'all.
This stuff stinks. Paying bills, ugh. But it's been really fun being able to learn and grow.
Absolutely. I know a big thing for you, and you mentioned this, like being confrontational. I feel like a lot of people, when you say confrontational, a lot of people will put a negative connotation with it or an undertone with it, if you will. And I feel like that's not always the case.
Right.
Especially in situations where like you were saying, like, hey, I've, with me, my family would kind of just been like, hey, like, we're not going to really address the elephant in the room per se, just to keep the peace. But sometimes that is not peace. That is a forever building up
glass.
Wired bomb that's going to for sure explode. So definitely want you to just jump in that a little bit more, if you don't mind, of like what that looks like for you, as far as like, because I know you said kind of like addressing things when they
there's been times where I think just how I grew up was very much like, oh, I know somebody said something mean, but we just don't kind of talk about it, and we just let it go dissipate on its own, which I guess it works. But part of my growing here has been like, why not just be like, hey, that was uncool, can you please apologize? And just snip it in the bud. Hey, that was wrong, you're wrong for that, please apologize. Okay, I appreciate it, thanks, move on. Like, it's never a bad thing of, I'm gonna fight you. Which it can get to that point if somebody's disrespectful, but we're talking on the lower level things where it can just be a very quick, hey, do you mind apologizing for that? Like, that hurt my feelings. And instead of just like, I'm hurt.
Yeah. And then you kind of just hold on to that. Yeah. And then I definitely say you have grown in that way for sure. I feel like, you're not like super confrontational, but
no, I still don't like confrontation, but it's like,
if it's necessary,
right is right,
wrong is wrong. Yeah.
And I'm glad I've gotten to that point, because there's nothing like getting walked all over. That's 100%. Just not good for anybody.
Yeah. No.
That was definitely a necessary growing that needed to happen.
Yeah. I feel like a big part of healing is, like you were saying, like, it doesn't necessarily mean a wound is there. It could be unlearning some things and relearning some things. Okay. And that's exactly a great example of that. I forgot the other one you said. I'm sorry. You said the confrontational, and then
oh no, it was like growing and being not alone, but like not having everything done, and having a family member that's able to help in every situation. That's how I grew up, which is fantastic as a child.
Yeah, that's a blessing for sure.
But like, I need to know how to do things on my own, especially when I'm leading a family and want to start a family. I mean, children.
He wants my baby. Okay, he will be the baby daddy. Okay,
how much time we got? A couple of years. But there's just things that you need to experience and grow out of, and because when we do have kids, they gonna look at us,
right?
And we got to be
that example
on top of our P's and Q's.
Yeah. No, I think that's the beauty of our relationship as well, is that someone who didn't have to grow up quickly had the support they needed, had that foundation,
right?
And someone who did not.
Very yin and yang, polar opposites.
Yeah.
But it comes together and makes
it's beautiful.
Very beautiful relationship.
It's beautiful.
Because we both have our weaknesses and we both have our strengths, and they perfectly can mesh to where we can help each other.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. And it has been a journey.
It's
not easy.
It really is not. There's growing pains.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like if y'all don't take anything from this video, please understand, heal yourself, love yourself, find yourself. That way, when you get with the person that God has for you, you are able to love them, grow them, and be there for them, and grow your relationship as one. Because sometimes if you have not healed yourself, if you have not done the work, it essentially gets in the way of you growing with that person.
And that's what amazes me, is even with all the pain and wounds that were inflicted onto you, you were still growing and helping me from the get-go, even with all that.
I got it like that, y'all.
Baggage per se. But like, I think a lot of it somewhat affected our relationship, but a lot of it affected you. Not being able to do certain things, sleep, all these different things. It affected you the most, but started bleeding into our
our-
relationship.
And
And
what
that's
will
when
happen.
it kind of was like, hey, what's going on here? And we addressed it, and it was, oh wow, okay,
That's
let's work with this.
that'll happen. And I don't want anyone to be like, oh wow, like, you know, he didn't see you struggling individually and he didn't help, so his only focus was, you know, when it came into the marriage. But it's not necessarily that. I think every person is different. For me, I was just very like internal. I was very much the things that I went through, which I have yet to know if I'm going to share that with social media. But I was just very much praying with God in here and in here, a lot of it. So a lot of it he could not see. A lot of it I shielded.
Because there would be times where I can tell something's off, and I'll be like, hey, what's wrong? And just a natural, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
And it
So
wasn't,
don't think I'm no trash. Just over here, la la la. She's sitting over there
just
suffering. No,
no, not at all, not at all. You were, every time that I would say that, you know, I need this, or, you know, like we've talked about this in several videos, where the amazing question of what do you need?
Yep.
And he's always been that. He's always asked that question for me. And sometimes I couldn't answer it. And the times that I could, again, you were there.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of it for me was just like internal, because I was battling internally, you know, praying with God, talking to him more so than ever, because as amazing as I say that my husband is, and don't get me wrong, he is amazing. He is a hunk, y'all, but he is not Jesus. And the work that I had to do, it had to be with Jesus. I really had to go on that journey. But you were there to support, 100%.
Absolutely. Every day of the week.
Yes, but if you don't have a religious background, you like, girl, I don't have Jesus, so what do I have? I encourage you to find him. But if you do not find him and that's not your path, that's okay. Find yourself. Find something that will help you find yourself. A lot of people don't like to sit alone. They can't be alone.
True.
They got to be around people. They got to be around something to distract them, whether that's alcohol, drugs, people, music, whatever it is.
TV shows, movies.
Find yourself alone. Find yourself with you and God himself, and watch how much work is done. Watch how much work is done. And I am a living testimony of that, for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we definitely want your opinions on the subject. I think we could go deeper and deeper and deeper if we honestly wanted to.
Right.
Do you have any other comments about it?
I mean, I just think I'm blessed that I had you for it. Of course, it's very much difficult to do on your own, but it is very much doable. I think I definitely would have made these growths without Savannah. Just would have been a lot more bumpy and a little bit longer. But if you have, you know, someone that's there to support you, absolutely, it's gonna make it a lot easier. It did for me, but it's still doable regardless.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was saying as well. Like, you know, like I said, find yourself by yourself. Because
you're always gonna have yourself.
That's where the work can be done. When you have so much distraction around you, not a lot can be done, especially if God is in the midst. He wants you, you know, he says to be still. And that's so he can work with you. But yes, it is. I am very grateful to have had my partner. And I'm in a unique situation where I can speak from both sides, because I had to do a lot of healing before I even met Jeremy. And going through that process, and then having to heal, you know, after having you. So I know what it is to be alone and to have to do healing, as well as having a partner. And again, work with yourself, because you don't want to put that strain on your relationship. You don't want to put that strain on your marriage. And the beautiful thing about it is you just got to communicate. You got to talk. You got to say where you are, how you're doing, those things, you know, because there are some things that only God himself can understand. And I am a living witness of that. So it is sometimes hard to talk to that person like, hey, you know, I want to talk to you. I love you. But you're just not that man upstairs. But yes, tell us down below what you guys think. What's your opinion? Have you experienced this? Have you found yourself needing to heal to fully be able to be receptive of the love that's, being sent your way. We definitely want to know any advice you have on this subject.
Right.
Let us know. Do we have anything else, my love, for this one?
Have any questions, concerns that came out of this video, or anything else in your marriage, relationship, single life, let us know. We'll talk about it.
Yes. Well, guys, that's it for this video.
That's all
So
we
we'll
got.
see you next time.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.